And here we go. Once again, I live. More or less. You know, if you can call this living. This handsome fellow is Golemancer Glebe. Turns out I've got like 4 or 5 characters who don't have their elite specs yet, so I will be taking care of that over the course of the next few days, I hope. I don't recall. Yeah, I must have actually given him Mechanist, so he has access to started bits and pieces of Mechanist. And I'm going to play him the rest of the way. Get his points as the aforementioned Mechanist. High impact drivers. Unlocks the mech command skill Explosive Knuckle. Mech Fighter. New combat routines enable your mech to use Rocket Punch when you activate skill 3 on your equipped weapon. Rifle. We have a second rifle. We go with another build. Handy to have. But we have a super hyper beam alpha, and you know, if you've got one of those, you pretty much are good to go. But that up.
Seek and you shall find.
And we got a shitty shield. Well, let's see if we can get a better shield out of these greens.
More violence, I say, less violence.
Answer is no. We did get a level 80 yellow mask.
Rare and valuable.
We got 3 ectos out of that. Very nice. Very happy with that result. Definitely satisfied. Deeply satisfied. Perhaps even moved by the experience. I laughed, I cried, it changed my life.
More violence, I say, less violence.
Hope everyone's day after Thanksgiving has gone reasonably okay. Alright.
I know your face from my dream.
So, I think, for this character, I am going to send him off as my first one to go to Cantha. Since I just bought the expansion for my alt account.
Research log 428. Latest results still inconclusive. Elder dragons awaken, consume magic, and leave nothing but annihilation in their wake. This is the way it's always been. The dragon cycle.
It just drags on.
Unimaginable suffering through the ages. Countless lives shattered. And instead of
Bang are you,
uniting,
tool bucket.
some capitalized on chaos.
Praise Joko.
But some of us fought back. Heroes across Tyria banded together. We came from different corners,
Heroes and
but
Cave.
shared a vision
Yeah,
of a
and Brown.
better tomorrow. Not everyone made it.
It's a long air. Jory's sister.
Then came
Mr. Dreamy Traherne.
hope from an unexpected place.
Cutesy.
Aurene, who we raised from an egg. With the prismatic dragon on our side, we have a chance. A chance to finally break the dragon cycle. We've slain 5 elder dragons.
True.
But what's the right path forward?
Although I've never actually
Every
defeated
elder dragon
Mortimer.
death has made the whole system more unstable.
One of these days I should do that.
There have been many theories. We tried to keep balance by replacing them, but that turned out to be impossible. We're running out of time for answers. I'm running out of time.
This will be interesting to see if I disconnect
One remaining elder dragon is out there
at
somewhere.
the end of the intro to End of Dragons.
I don't know what
As
awaits
basically about
us.
half the time I do disconnect. Have to redo it from the middle.
Champion, I need to speak with you. Something's happening, and I'd like to discuss it. In person. Also, if I'm honest, I wouldn't mind seeing your face.
Well, I
Again,
am
in
a
person.
most
Don't
striking
let that go
looking
to your head.
Asura with my incredible dead black eyes and terrifying mindless smile on my face. Like a smiling shark. Go. No flying for me.
Champion, it's wonderful to see you.
That's
Even
great
with
to
Jormak and
see you.
Primordius gone.
I really wish this stuff
I
was
noticed
skippable.
Styria is still standing. Seems the Exalted were a bit off in their predictions.
My boss
Disaster
needs a
hasn't
name.
struck yet.
The world does feel different, though. Can't put my finger on it. Like, change is coming.
He needs
Real
a name.
change.
On my main
I
account, I
feel
have
it too,
Dave the Murder
Champion.
Bot.
That's why I wanted to see you. I've begun to perceive something. A distant presence. An ancient presence. It's a ripple
Five
in the
for nothing,
mists. Like a dolphin in the deep, sounding to sense what's out there, and I want to respond. But
not
before
that.
I do, I check my visions.
Gotta check. Find the command. GW2 rename mech. Right click.
Respond to say, yes, I'm
That's
here.
not working.
You're not scared?
I'm
I think that was it. Right click on F4.
I won't stay dead.
We think.
There we are.
Whatever
All
it
right.
is, I can handle it. I just wanted to tell you before it all begins.
How does it begin?
I'm not sure,
Go.
but I know it involves Tiny and Goric.
Then I'll talk to them.
There. For now, my mech will be named Irresistible Farce. Misspelled. Yeah. So, again. Now spelled correctly.
Commander.
Keith,
Oh, you're back. That's, good. That's great.
is she?
Something to do with Goric.
Yeah, okay, so Gorik and I have been up here doing research, looking for a way to end the dragon cycle. Cause, like, who needs that noise every 10,000 years, am I right? So many dead people, and the cleanup is insane.
You were talking about Goric.
Right. Gorik got a message from an old colleague.
Ah,
An old Inquest colleague.
Ah,
Anka. Anka. He's mentioned her a couple times. I've never met her. Says she was tracking Jormag and Primordius.
ah.
She has some data. Would he like to see it? She'll trade it to us.
for what?
Doesn't specify for what. Red flag. Come meet her at Lorner's Pass. alone. Second red flag.
So, Anka offers him something she knows he'd want without asking for something in return?
Yes,
Why would she do that?
exactly.
Oh. She likes him.
Exactly.
Why do you care?
I don't know.
But you don't trust her.
Why should I?
Why indeed?
I'm sorry, are you worried for Gorik's safety?
Yes, I'm worried for Gorik's safety.
You want me to go find him at the pass? Bring him back?
Alchemy! Would you, please? Thank you, Commander.
Let's see, what changes do we want to make? We don't have access to any of the mech skills yet. Let's see. Shrink, break stun. Break stun, gain quickness, stability, and vigor. Might Fury resolution. Stun break and the other two, they don't seem bad. Go with that, I think. Let's see. I can't see myself using any of those. Fly cache is good, but it's at 120 seconds, mostly usable. Better, more usable in groups. None of these are particularly floating my boat, you know? We'll go with the mortar kit. We can swap in or out of that. Something other than the thump. Theoretically grenade kit, but it's theoretically better than that flamethrower. We'll go with the theory then. Knowing the fights that we're heading for. "25-second recount on that. An actual stun break. I'm trying to remember if there are any significant stuns in this fight. I don't think so. No. Well, we'll use, it does have a stun break, it does. We'll go with that one. Okay. We're off to Lornar's Pass. And then, unexpectedly, off to Cantha. Gotta remember, hopefully the vendor here has, I doubt they would have the higher tier.
Knowledge
Oh, they do.
is the greatest treasure.
Nice. Very nice indeed. Thank you, Scholar Vam. Who's also a merchant.
Cascade Bridge has been destroyed!
No, say it isn't so.
The German.
Come lend a hand, will you? The Priory needs to commandeer a dig site.
All right, old friends.
Gorik, wait up.
Commander? What are you doing here?
Just thought you could use the company.
Seems implausible.
So tell me about this old friend you're meeting.
Yeah, Gork, we want to hear all about Anka.
Spare no detail.
Anka? She's an old colleague from my time at Thalmanova. We had a highly productive collaboration. I mean, I may have occasionally experienced mild heart arrhythmia when we were working together, but as Blish always said, don't masticate where you hibernate.
What?
Or something. I'm paraphrasing. Anyway, I lost touch with her years ago, after she left the inquest. We haven't spoken since.
You know, Gorik, passion can mature in absence.
Keith.
Like
Keith, just
an
shut up.
exquisite wine.
No, nothing like that. Just two ex-colleagues sharing research on a problem. And Commander, we do have a problem. Tiny and I have been working on a hypothesis about elder dragons and magic, but with most gone, data is hard to come by. We're on Terra Incognita. Anka is offering, and we need all the knowledge we can get. We should hurry.
Warwick?
It's a little
Over
chilly
here.
here.
It's been so long. Let me take a look at you. You haven't changed a bit.
Nor you. Anka, allow me to introduce...
Oh, I know. It's an honor, Commander. Any friend of Gorik's is a friend of mine.
Quite the charmer.
Pleased to meet you.
Feels like only yesterday we were side by side, two interns working to push the boundaries of science.
Those were the days.
I meant to reach out after what happened. I did. But there was this plague, beetles incubating in people's faces.
It
You
was
know,
a long
that
time
happens.
ago. A lot's happened.
I can't
since
count the
then.
number of
I'm
times that
happy to see
I've
you're
had
well,
beetles
and
incubate in my
eager to see
face.
this new data of yours.
I got over it,
That's...
but, you know.
Yeah. I made that up.
She what?
Made it up? But you said you don't have a passion for elder dragons?
More of a professional interest. One in particular. I think you know her.
Wait a second.
You do want something.
Afraid to do. Me and my Aether Blades.
Aether Blades?
Bye, Commander.
Hey!
Great to finally meet you.
Gorik! Aether Blades! Inquest Natch! I knew she couldn't be trusted!
Infuriate!
Come, champion. We'll catch them.
Maureen, hold on. We need a plan.
There's no time! They took Gorik!
You can come with me, or I can go alone. Either way. But I'm not staying out of the fight.
As always,
this
our
time.
friend's getting us in trouble.
Scion and Champion.
Scion and champion.
Let's put F1 on auto attack for our friendly neighborhood bot. So if we do DC at the end of
I'll scout
this
ahead
part,
and try to find him.
we'll come back in the middle of this fight.
Aether Blades. Never thought I'd see those sky clans again.
They're not clowns, they're killers! Remember Lion's Arch? They worked for Scarlight for the love of...
First Mate Hunter has secured the target.
They've certainly been
This
busy.
wasn't supposed to be a
Where did they get all these
kidnapping,
airships?
but I suppose the situation is what it is.
Chief, what about the Elder Dragon?
Captain's orders are clear. Behind you.
Some entertainment.
So, Commander, I'm gonna enjoy kicking your ass.
I think.
I'm hemorrhaging. Winding down.
Aether Blades are insidious, but for pirates, they're weirdly into data entry. Check the terminal for a map, a flight plan.
Oh, that terminal. Up front. The thing clearly labeled console. I'm downloading, pardon me.
These charts, they don't make any sense. Why would the Aether Blades go to...
Where?
I have to get off this thing.
I'm reading... You don't have a choice! You're gonna have to jump!
Hang on to your pantaloons.
Reading some crazy energy spikes, Commander. See anything strange?
You could say that.
They're heading into the mists.
Oh no, I can't help you in there. Commander, please don't let anything happen to Gor.
Yes, I won't let anything happen to Goran.
Just you
I'll
and
just
me
let things
now,
happen
champion.
to me.
Maybe just you. I have no way to get to the next ship.
Let me help. I think you'll enjoy this.
Suddenly she develops a magical ability she never had before to give us the ability to fly across. And fall right off the edge.
This one's for first mate Horace!
For the record, you've been struck.
I mean, Aether Cannon, and I'll blow that guy right off of his thing. Back to the larger kaboom maker. We need to go up here, get to that one.
Infuriating. A clever combination. Infuriating.
Commander, this is Captain Maitrin of the Aetherblade Armada. We're not here to harm your Asura friend. Call up Arene and surrender. No one has to get hurt.
Everyone thinks I'm your pet.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Until somebody dies.
Hard to starboard.
And until you get your magical essence sucked away.
Glorious day to die,
Crazy.
Commander.
Anka to munitions. Weapons check on the extractor. Prepare for live operation. Captain told us not to use it. Just a contingency. Make sure it's ready.
I wanted to get up there, but I can't.
Hold them off! I'll deal with the prisoner! Don't hurt him!
A clever combination.
I'll take another cannon, thank you. I will use it to kaboom somebody in here.
Can't believe you fell for that!
Having fun in there, you bilge rat? I got
Not enough endurance.
This is where it ends, Commander. You'll never reach your friend in time.
No Gorek and I'm trapped. Gotta be a way to overload the system.
Right through these green starred items. Perhaps I can use one of those, or both.
I feel 6
All
feet
three.
tall.
One more up in front.
Infuriate! That did it! Now to find the right ship.
May have shot over.
I'll take care of this one.
Mother Tree! The dragon!
Haven't seen Aureen like this in a while.
Piss off, Commander!
Next ship's too far. I have to steer this thing closer.
I will now steer this thing closer. Good evening to those of you who have joined me.
How's he doing that? The hell's going on?
I fly through the air with the greatest of ease.
I gave a direct order not to use it. Renyak's comm is broken. Damn it. We don't even know what that thing does. Is it... How long until the jump? Almost ready, Captain.
Stop the commander, whatever it takes.
Try him. Kaboom. I'm gonna make the jump from here to over there. I can't recall. The answer appears to be yes.
Units of fleet, prepare for extrication from the mists. Initiate portal activation.
Timey, we're out of the mists. Can you see our location?
Static. Well, that's all Timey ever gives us
Some kind
anyway,
of
is static.
landmass in the distance. Timey?
Oh, you're still here, Commander. Just
Must
in
be out of
time to
comms
see it
range.
firsthand.
Great.
Good.
Bye.
Oh, that's not fair. I totally made that jump.
Bugs. Crawling where they don't belong.
Deal with her later. Gotta find Gorek.
Okay, I think the rifle is better for this, seems to be. It appears to be just fucking annihilating them, so that's a plus.
Don't hurt me, please! I'll tell you anything. What do you want to know?
Winding down.
Infuriate! Thank the alchemy. They tortured me, but I can't believe
Yeah,
Uncle
you
would
never
do
told
this.
them anything except when
Joining
you
the
were right there were
Everglades?
begging them to
Kidnapping?
stop hurting you because you
What's
tell them
gotten
anything.
into her?
We can talk about her later. Right now, we have to get off this ship.
She used to be so
Sorry about
nice.
this, Gorek.
Now, not so much.
Aka, our people are on that ship. Hold fire! Just taking a little initiative,
Almost there,
Captain.
Commander.
Champion, I'm coming. Meet me on the deck.
Dragon's heading right for us, Captain.
Evasive maneuvers! I've got her in my sights.
There she is.
Don't do it, Aka!
Maureen!
Fact, you suck on a dragon.
Aka! You disobeyed a direct order! There is a problem, and I handled it.
Commander, I think we're going down.
Alright, now we approach the moment of truth. When we wash up on the shore, and Rama and his hat look over us, and he thoughtfully rubs his chin and we fade to black. Do we disconnect? Or do we wake up in jail? It's about a 50-50 chance. And because we can't escape out of it, which is the only thing I've ever found that it reduces our odds of disconnecting. He adjusts his hat, rubs his chin, and fade to black, DC, or jail. Feeling DC. Congratulations, ArenaNet. You've done it again. Your skills are remarkable. Please do your player base a favor and fix your fucking shit. Thank you. Now, only once have I had it fail on a retry, but it failed 2 or 3 more times after it. And all the rest of the times the retries have worked, so about a half a dozen of them. We go back in, we're actually in the middle of the fight already. Yes, it does. Half the time. I was counting at one point, and I believe it was 6 out of 12. I think I've done it like 15 or 16 times now. And so it's about a 500. Batting average 500.
Haven't seen Aureen like this in a while.
That is absolutely not any kind of exaggeration at all. That is exactly what occurs.
Piss off, Commander!
Infuriated.
It occasionally happens to me on other things. Basically, the only way I've found that seems to reliably prevent it from happening
this thing closer.
is to escape out of closing cinematics. Thank you very, very much. Nice cardboard alpaca. I'm going to give that one a round of applause. I like that one. That's a solid name. I will get to your stuff after I've finished them off. Your questions and comments. Thank you very much for the follow. You will also get the spiel. I only have one spiel, and we'll be getting that shortly.
We don't even know what that thing does. Is it... How long until the jump?
Almost ready, Captain.
Oh, I finished him.
Stop the commander!
Yes, stop the commander! Jerk. I will pick up an ether cannon, and I will use it judiciously to blow up this guy if he ever comes back down to a point where I can aim at him. There we are. Bonk. Hi, guy. It's me, the commander.
Ninja fleet, prepare for extrication from the mists. Initiate portal activation.
It depends on the story. For instance, I find this one, other than the disconnect, I find it to be a very fun one. I love this whole
Some kind of landmass
scenic
in the
and functional combat
Tiny?
that occurs here in the air. I think it's freaking great.
Must be out of comms range.
So it's not a horrible one to have to repeat because I think this content is so really fun and interesting.
Commander. Just in time to see it firsthand. Good.
Bye.
Little bugs. Crawling where they don't belong.
Deal with her later. Gotta find Gorek.
But I think for a lot of people, yeah. And there is content in the game that I do not like. and having to do that multiple times after I get a DC. So if you've never had this, I don't think most players don't get it, but a lot of them do. If you read Reddit, it'll seem like once or twice a week we'll get a thread on there from someone talking about how, what the hell's going on? Why am I constantly disconnecting at the end of cinematics in particular? And a lot of people have fixes for it, and I've tried all of them. And the only one that I've ever seen success with is if it's an interruptible cinematic, if you hit escape, that never hangs. You never get a DC.
Not so much.
This one has happened 3 or 4 times in a row. Once. Every other time, it has succeeded on the restart.
I've got her in my sights.
Other than that, I don't know if I've ever had any one of them fail on me multiple times. I take that back.
There she is.
The jumping puzzle this is non-cinematic based, but the jumping puzzle in Draconis Mines, I had fail on me 3 days in a row. Eventually, I only got it done by getting a teleport to front.
There is a problem, and I handled it.
Commander, I think we're going down.
Yeah, they either lack the will or the skill to fix it. They either don't care enough to try and fix it, or they don't have the skill to fix it. The technical explanation I've heard them, that supposedly has been attributed to them, is something about a TCP connection staying open but idle. And therefore, it's a problem with your ISP, which is bullshit. A simple heartbeat included in that TCP connection would keep it alive, and that would be the easiest fix in the world if that's actually the problem. I don't know what the problem is. I do know that I've never had it in any other game. And I've only had it a couple of times outside of cinematics in this game. People say, leave a YouTube running in the background. Oh, geez, yeah, that's going to work. Right now, I have my stream on. I have traffic going back and forth there. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I think we may have failed again. Yeah, that's another DC. So, welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and occasionally complete and total fucking unfunction. Thank you, ArenaNet. You are most welcome, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Okay, so this is only the second time I've had it happen on a restart. And hey, see, again, though, because I find this content itself so well made, I don't get as upset about it as when they make me do something I hate. I really didn't like in Heart of Thorns, after you die,
Mother tree.
they send you to basically the land of the dead where you have no memory of yourself. And it's a long,
like this in a
pit,
while.
involved thing that you have to go through. And it has a big fight at the end with a spirit thing of the dead. And after going through that for like 45 minutes and having it DC on you, that's the example of the stuff I hate. It makes me actually angry. It makes me rage-quitting angry. Because it's so just inexplicably awful. Because that's not an instance I do enjoy. That's not story content that I enjoy. So having to do it multiple times is the opposite of fun. Oh, it's happened to me in a bunch of the personal story instances.
How's he doing that? What the hell's going on?
The first time I ever did, in Ice Brood, when you have the fight between, was it Almora? Well, you play as Rylan, I think, and fight with Almora. That one I distinctly remember after having gone through this, you know, hour-long instance thing, it hung up. I mostly do story content, open world stuff, that kind of thing. That's where I find most of my entertainment. Hey, did I get him? I did. Still was kicking around over there. I think I may have missed that one. Boing! Evidently, I didn't miss it quite as much as I thought I missed it.
Stop the commander!
Stop the commander! Oh, I didn't finish him? That was disturbing. Alright, well then we'll just have to jump over there and feast upon his flesh. Dude, can we feast on your flesh? No. Being real generous with those. So the only technical excuse I've ever heard is one that I find to be unlikely in the extreme as to why this happens. Generally speaking, TCP shouldn't be failing like that under any circumstance.
Prepare for extrication from the mists. Initiate portal activation.
Timey, we're out of the mists. Can you see
right
our
now I'm
location?
doing it because I need to get I'm on my alt account right now. Yes, I have
Some
two
kind
accounts.
of landmass in the distance. Timey?
And this is my first. I just bought the expansion, the End of Dragons expansion, for my alt account. This is my first character going there, and I'm doing it so I can open up more of the maps, so it's a little faster to get my elite specializations. I've got like 4 or 5 more classes I need elite specializations, and this is one.
Bye. Little folks. Crawling where they don't belong.
Deal with her later. Gotta find Gorik.
Yeah, it's cool.
Don't hurt me, please! I'll tell you anything! What do you want to know?
Yeah, I'm an inveterate, let's go with the phrase, alter. I alt in almost every game. It's one of the things that I will reliably do in just about any MMO is I want to play multiple characters. I like being able to swap around. I would say EOD is because it doesn't have any exceptionally difficult,
Joining the Aether Blades? Kidnapping? What's gotten into
or not
her?
many
We can talk
exceptionally
about her
difficult
later. Right now we have to get
hero
off this
challenges,
ship.
unlike Heart of Thorns. Path of Fires are mostly manageable, but it's mostly communing in End of Dragons, which makes it a little easier. Last night I got all 250 points on one of my characters. I got most of them out of Heart of Thorns, actually, because I've done Heart of Thorns so many times, the hero points, that I can get them relatively efficiently.
There she is!
Don't do it, Anka!
So I got a bunch of them. I got maybe 18 of them out of Heart of Thorns, and the other 7 I got out of Path of Fire. But I think End of Dragons is probably the easiest to get them. Although, because this account only has the basic 4 mounts, that may not be as true as it generally is. Vert is also very strong right now. Virtuoso. And no, we're not there yet, sorry. It doesn't fail until, what's his name? Until Rama Coming up, yeah, here. Let me lift my hat, rub my chin, pull your cable. And this time, three in a row. Three in a row, and go. There we are. So, what I'm going to do is in the background, because this is one people swear fixes it, and watch, it actually will work this time, and that would be used as an argument as to why this always works. I will start a video in the background, a YouTube video, muted, of course. How about a YouTube of me? And we should be live. All right, it has started. We have tied our record in frustration. Oh, and when I complained about this at launch, despite the fact that I've had it happen countless times, dozens of times.
I'm investigating rumors of
Countless is too many. Dozens of times. I was told they couldn't help me because I'm running Windows 11 and it's not officially supported. That was a nice little fuck you too.
I'll take care of this one.
Mother tree! The dragon!
Haven't seen Maureen like this in a while. I'm 6 feet tall. Next ship's too far. I have to steer this thing closer.
How's he doing that? What the hell's going on?
Who told you to prep the extractor? I gave a direct order not to use it.
Renyak's comm is broken.
Damn it. We don't even know what that thing does. If it...
Mind you, I'm half braining this too because
Ready, Captain.
I only have part of the spec available right now. A couple of points.
Stop the commander! Whatever it takes!
That'll silence you. Infuriating!
I hope you won't mind terribly if I root for us not setting a personal record on 4 in a row. Oh, you see, all you have to do is turn on a YouTube video.
Timey, we're out of the mists. Can you see our location? Some kind of landmass.
Yes,
in the
I would
distance.
rather get on with it
Timey?
rather than prove a point.
Must be out of comms range. Great.
And by the way, even if this fixes the problem, that's not acceptable. That I would have to have a YouTube video on to play the damn game.
Infuriating.
Calling where they don't belong.
Deal with her later. Gotta find Gorek.
Oh, it's on Reddit pretty regularly. A couple times a week. I'll see someone posting about it. Yeah, if you search for Disconnect in the subreddit for it, you'll find lots of them. Especially, there's been a lot more over the course of about the last year, maybe 2 years. I've seen a lot more people complaining about it. Like I said, a lot of people never get it. And I don't think... I've never heard of anyone getting it reliably, anywhere nearly as close, as reliable as it is for me on this one instance.
We can talk about her later. Right now, we have to get off this ship.
Essentially since the game launched, yeah.
Now, almost there, Commander.
I'm coming. Meet me on
Off and on. Like I said, I'll play for 4 months and not see it. I've had it happen, I think, twice during the tutorial for new characters.
There she is.
The very first cinematic you have, after you in the human area tutorial, where you where the giant hands explode and you wake up a couple of days later. Twice I've had it fail at the end of that cinematic.
There was a problem, and I handled it.
Commander, I think
Yeah,
we're going down.
exactly. And imagine having it happen like this. Imagine you're a new player, you hit level 80, you haven't bought Heart of Thorns or Path of Fire, you want to do the dragon stuff first, so you buy End of Dragons, and you can't get into the goddamn expansion. Alright, Rama, we're counting on you. Even if the YouTube... I'm going to double check, make sure the YouTube thing's going. This old man in a mustache and beard, he's still talking there, so it's still rolling. I mean, given the fact that I'm streaming up and down right now, I don't understand how YouTube running would make any difference, but that's the claim. We'll see. We're through. It's fine. Hey, I just gave myself a view.
He's stabilizing.
Last thing we need is a dead moment.
Yeah, well, that's exactly the way I feel about it, too.
The hell are they, anyway?
Thank you for hanging with me and rooting for me.
Those teeth, those ears. Ugh.
Those ears can hear you. Oh.
I really enjoy Gorik's
No. The detective will have an update when it's all said.
Gorik's speech here in prison about how prison changes you, or does it just expose you, is really funny. The first couple times I heard it. Now I would like to be able to escape out of it.
Oh, thank the Commander. You're awake. You've been out for so much to... You won't believe where we... Slow down. Okay. First things
All right,
first.
we'll grab bandages.
I can see that.
After Amnoon, I swore I'd never go back in. One time,
Take
unfortunate
a
misunderstanding.
small
2
rock,
times,
bandage.
I start to question myself. Prison changes you. I'm not built for hard time, Commander. There's still so much to learn. So much science to be done. Never even got a chance
Worn
to tell...
bench. Hit it.
I won't die in this cell, you hear me?
Smack
I
it with
won't
my rock.
kill my body, but my mind is free.
Journal.
Okay. Calm down,
Read
everyone.
notes. Oh, that's right. It's the first time I've read the notes on this account.
Scrap metal. If we find some, we can hone it into a...
How about the big rock?
A shiv. We have to establish dominance. Find the biggest, most intimidating inmate and stab him in the carotid artery in front of the whole cafeteria. Oh, but if we do...
I've got a plank.
what have
I'll
we
pick up the
become?
plank.
Are we monsters, Commander? And were we all along?
Poke it with my stick.
Maybe prison doesn't change you. Maybe it reveals you. No, we do what we must to stay alive. In the insect world,
Pull them
there
in
is
with the
no
stick.
Morality. Only the strongest survive.
Pick them up.
And so
Still
shall
out of
we.
reach.
We must be as ruthless as the beetle, as deadly as the mantis, as resilient as the roach.
Stick doesn't have the best grip.
All right, outsiders. Your time's
Oh, I think I actually had it this time. I've never finished the escape from the cell.
Are we being executed?
What? What's the
What's the matter with you?
Your friends negotiated your release.
Our friends?
Follow me.
I love his
No
name.
funny business. You're still
Big
in
hat-head
custody.
man.
Officer, may I ask your name?
Rama. Detective
Now he's Detective Rama.
Detective. My name is Gorik.
Yeah,
I'm an
I don't
entomologist.
need your life story. You washed up on my beach. Gave me a crap ton of paperwork.
Truth is, I have at times been quite at odds with the law. In fact, I was charged with bioterrorism in Amnoon.
He grew a beetle in his arm.
Uh-huh. Staying busy, Akane?
Best internship ever.
Best
All right,
internship
you two.
ever.
Release forms. By signing this, you affirm that the Ministry of Security has treated you fairly and humanely, that you've suffered no unreasonable bodily harm during your arrest and detainment. You first, bioterrorist.
Really good voice work by whoever's doing
bodily
Rama.
harm. I stubbed my toe last night.
Gorik
Sign the
also,
damn form.
obviously, really good. That his speech back there in the cell is chef's kiss.
Now you. You can collect your personal effects from the box there. We hope you enjoyed your stay at the Shinjie Detention Center. Now if you'll follow me. Akane, hold down the fort.
Roger that.
Shinjie?
I was trying to tell you, Commander. The airship crash-landed in...
Cantha, come
It
for the
crash-landed
waters,
in
stay for
Cantha
the
4
hospitality.
times.
Been a while. Did you miss us?
Cantha? I don't know what to say.
Only been 114 years. Not like you had time to prepare something.
Funny, I had a Jade
What
bot
the alchemy is
before I
that?
ever got to
Security
Cantha.
Mac or
That just seems
something. I can't
anachronistic.
keep up with all the new tech.
Curiously
Bon
reminiscent
appetit.
of our golems. Has Cantha been trading with Rada's?
I hope it will be yummy.
Which part of we've been closed to the outside world for
And
over
thank you for
100
hanging
years did you
and
not
bearing with
understand?
Me and my rage.
And we're here. Welcome to Cantha.
And here we are.
Quite an ambassador's waiting for you. And our Minister of Security wants to speak with you after.
Hi, Kaz.
Kaz, Jory, I'm glad you're here. Have you heard anything about Oreen? Is she...
She's fine. Recovering. Don't worry. Case with her. You'll see her soon. It's okay to take a moment to find your bearings. After we heard about what happened, we were so... Anyway.
So what?
Took a little while, but it all
Said you were
worked out.
so? So
Sort
what?
of.
I'm still missing some pieces. How did you find us?
Find you? You kind of caused...
A hot, steaming mess of a circus show?
An international incident. Jenna sent me to Smooth Feathers. And no way would I let Jory miss the opportunity of a lifetime.
Don't know about that. Not like I ever expected to see this place. But sure, if you say so.
You know it is. Commander, there'll be time to catch you up, but that man wanted to speak to you.
Minister Lee. He always seems so reasonable.
So, you're the commander I've been hearing so much about.
I guess I am.
Lee, Minister of Security. Under the agreement signed, 20 minutes ago, you've been granted clemency.
I imagine I have you to thank for that.
You are fortunate to have such influential friends. My understanding is you're something of a protector of the realm, doing whatever's necessary to keep your people safe.
I try to keep all people safe.
I see. Well,
Except snide
it is my
ministers.
duty to
They
keep the
can,
people
you know,
of Cantha
take a
safe.
long walk off a short pier.
I'm very good at my job, Commander.
I don't doubt you are, Minister.
I must return to my duties. Welcome to the sovereign Empire of Cantha.
Well, Commander, you're almost free of me. But there's one more thing we need to do before I can sign your release. Meet me at the monastery training grounds as soon as you can.
Doopy doop boopy doop boop.
A word.
Minister?
Any updates on our Aetherblade situation?
Yay!
Unfortunately,
Mastery
no. I've been
points.
busy handling our guest of honor. But I'll be
Fishing
back
will
on the
not
case
be the
soon as
first
this is
thing
wrapped up.
that gets
Then
mastery.
maybe we'll finally make some headway. Detective?
I guess it will be the first thing that gets experience, though. As we can't put any experience into any of the other stuff. All right, we start getting experience into fishing then. Fishing is not particularly compelling. And that is my 3,000 point reward. Dun 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 dun! I have the Hellfire stuff on my main account. I'm going to go with the Radiant on this one. Oh, I need to talk with... I have to... I don't really want to talk to them.
It's not boring.
And the thing is, they won't let you talk to anyone else while somebody's talking.
This diplomacy thing. I've already met several officials.
So yes, I'll just exit, because that is... As a streamer, that's anathema.
Kate,
having to listen to 9 pieces of
Good.
speaking.
I look forward to
And
telling
there's
Gorak how
a
much
couple
of
of
a
them that
joy
are
a
just
brain he
terrible.
was for
There's
trusting Anka.
one of the story bits in here, one of the missions, you've got to like get 5 recordings.
You mean went along
and
with
you
it, but
not
told you
only
the
have
whole
to
time
listen
it was
to
a bad idea.
You can't start
Yeah,
a
but
second
you're right.
until
We
the first
did.
one finishes, even if you get
Still,
to it.
he and I are
And so the
gonna
fastest
have a
thing to
talk.
do is to start one of those recordings,
Aureen found herself
log
a nice
out,
little
log
sea
back
cave
in, and
to
move on
rest
to the
up
next.
in.
That's
She'd love for you to come by.
bad game design.
I hitched a ride
You're
with
giving
a local
people
fisherman.
a reason to leave your
If you don't
game,
mind answering a few
even if it's
nosy
just to come back,
questions, I bet you can
because
too.
you can't escape through
Don't
any of
forget,
this
you need
conversation
to meet with
stuff.
Detective Rama
It's
as
great
well.
the first time. Well, it's at least fine the first time. But every time after that, it just gets older and older and older and less interesting. Deeply less interesting. All right. I'll take that. We have our first tale of adventure. Deposit. Deluxe gearbox.
Valuable.
It's valuable, evidently. Or so I've told myself. 3 bags of loot. Well, those are shiny, aren't they?
Another.
But this is now available to me at any time through the achievement panel. And it's a free transmog, so I have no reason to keep it around.
Now,
A large achievement chest. Woohoo! Karma. That's 13,500. I can put those into the guild bank. These can go into my bank. All right. So here we are. Entertain us. One thing I will always take advantage of an opportunity to do is to come over here and grab some flags. Then we've got a hero point on a little island in the middle of the bay. We'll grab that, which is the putative reason that we come to Cantha in the first place. Is to get started on hero pointing myself up. So that I can get all the functionality out of my mech. Because if your name is Golemancer Glebe, you really need your golem. Otherwise, you're just a guy named Glebe.
Teach a man to fish.
So before I talk with the
he
fisherman
stays
here,
fed for a lifetime.
we're going to head out there. And commune with this place of power. And grab our first expansion hero points on this. That gives us that. Crisis Zone. Mech removes conditions and breaks stuns. Is that my first? No, we don't have any of the signets yet. We will now go right back to this guy, and some more conversations await us.
You the one needing a lift out to the sea caves? Your friend said you might be by. I'm happy to give you a lift whenever. Odd one, that friend of yours. Smart, but in a kind of unsettling way.
Let's go. Again, the inability to skip any of the dialogue stuff. Regardless of its quality. That was an advantage to the old two guys talking to each other.
You know a dragon.
Conversations that you would have in quests and stuff.
Snacks and shoot the breeze like it's anybody.
Well,
you could always
generally,
escape
we talk about
out of that.
Slightly more important things than that.
But these you cannot avoid, and frankly,
You're not
it's a
secretly
real,
god or something,
real
are you?
pain in the ass for a guy who plays as many
Not that
alts.
I know of.
You know, if I want my characters to do stuff in End of Dragons, I've got to listen
Sir talked a lot.
to this.
Do you all
endlessly.
talk a lot? I mean, is that part of your culture?
Ah, you mean Tiny. No. While we enjoy a bit of discourse, most Asura are nowhere near as loquacious as she.
So, that was, I mean, I understand it. It makes for better narrative, certainly. But the inability to skip through it can make some of the content excruciating.
All right, that's as close as we get. Not gonna ground her just to keep your feet dry.
Ah, Commander. So good to see you walking free again.
Yeah, what was it like? You know, in the slammer. Do you get any prison tattoos?
Yes, that's enough fun at my expense. Now, where's Aureen?
She's inside, resting up. Don't worry, really.
I just finished running a series of tests on her, and frankly, I'm baffled. Her vital signs are completely normal, but her magic, it's nearly non-existent.
They drained her magic?
Yes, and that extractor thing they shot her with left us no clue how it works.
So that was the thing
Or
I just
how to
got,
cure her.
but that's not what I want.
Lady Tiny,
Auto cast. That's
your
when I
request to
want
accompany
cast
Ambassador
on
Meade to court has been approved. I'll be your escort.
Lady Timey, huh? I could get used to that.
It's a
Consider
burb.
me escorted.
Big burb.
Woohoo. Can't wait to get a closer look at those mechs.
Come. I can feel Aureen getting restless. She knows you're here.
Oh, shut up, Keith.
She spent most of her time sleeping, but hearing you were on your way woke her right up.
Champion.
Champion.
Aureen, you're sure you're...
I'm fine. Tired. And there's a hollow feeling, as if something is missing.
Well, that's what happens when you have your essence sucked.
Commander, can we talk over here for a second?
Marjorie.
I think this is taking a toll on her mentally more than anything else. Wish we could perk her up somehow.
I hand-fed her fish as a hatchling when she was fussy.
Well, there's a great big ocean right out there. Need any
Pardon
fishing
me
supplies?
on?
You have fishing supplies?
Hey, there hasn't been much to do with Kaz spending all day in meetings. It's meditative.
Well, let's go fishing. Everyone, it's time for fishing. I have collected a fish.
Accelerated!
I have something for you, Aureen.
As you fed me when I was young. But I'm no longer a baby dragon, champion.
You could be an ancient dragon, Aureen, and I would still come with fish.
That might be optimistic, given your lifespan.
Thanks for pointing out that I'm mortal and I'm gonna die, and
enjoy
you're an
this.
immortal dragon.
I apologize. I was reckless.
You were stupid.
I wasn't thinking far enough beyond the moment.
You weren't thinking at all.
You were everywhere out there, and we don't need you to be everywhere.
I know. I can't face that feeling again. That there was more that I could have done.
Well, you'll have to get over that, because it's inevitable.
You're right, of course.
What was that weapon the Aether Blades used?
I call it the Draco suck.
Any ideas, Commander?
No,
It
none.
sucks essence out
But
of
I'm
dragons.
going to find out. I still need to meet with Detective Rama. I'll see if he knows anything we don't.
Oh, yes.
I think we can safely say he
Kaz
knows
told me
things that
about
we don't.
Have fun. You caught that she's meeting with the Empress later, right? If I could have told her a year ago that she'd be here now, well, she never would have believed me.
Well, it sounds as if you have plenty to do, Commander. And Aureen needs rest. So, I'm going to officially chase
Oh,
you
you're going to
away.
officially chase me. I'm pretty sure I'm her champion. So, shut your Kaith hole. Kaith is an annoying character. Alright, we're back out in the world, and we want to go there. Because we're going to need more mastery points. Sooner or later. At least we also get ancient wood. Don't have much of that. Hit me with mastery. Bong. Mullet. Not the hair. The fish. Alright, there's the training thing. Ah. And I do not have unlimited glide on this account yet either. I'm going swimming. There we go. The training grounds discovered. We'll now rendezvous with Rama. That's a science fiction joke. Although Rendezvous with Rama is being made into a movie, I think. It's a science fiction book by Arthur C. Clarke.
Okay, let's get this started. You, my friend, took a nasty blow to the head when you crash landed on our beach. I can't sign your medical release unless you prove you're not going to keel over on me out there. So, you're going to join the students in a few training exercises here at the monastery.
You're sending me to school?
Yes. Yes, I am. But it should be easy for you, right? Assuming everything's in working order and the legend of the commander isn't just a Crichton fairy tale. Your little friend's already out there. Threw himself right into it. He's got a bit of a ferocious streak.
I need to make sure I've got the stuff I need. The first one up is not dodging, it's fields, right? Combo finisher. I'm going to need something that's going to put down a combo field. My pistols do that? No, none of the pistols do that, I don't think. And we've got that one's a combo finisher. Let's give me any fields. Field, lots of fields. These give all fields. Do they also have finishers? The one is a finisher. Okay.
Hey, have any particularly masterful combinations to show off? Let's see them. Oh, you caught me off guard. That's not easy.
Accelerate! Infuriate!
Unusual technique. I like it.
That's what I'm talking about. Bring that heat to the next arena.
Okay, so the next one is Break Bar. I know we've got one piece of Break Bar. Okay, if he's going to be there, I will run right in.
Protocol, student, subvert my defense protocols by employing crowd control effects. You have successfully eliminated my defenses. My defenses are now resetting for the next lesson.
Okay. I leapt right out. That was not what I wanted to do.
I yield! Rocket punch!
You have successfully eliminated my defenses. My defenses are now resetting for the next lesson.
Alright.
You have successfully eliminated my defenses.
Next up is dodging practice. This is actually something that they brought in that I think is really good.
Try to keep away from my landslide.
As it teaches mechanics that otherwise you aren't taught in the game. And they need something similar for low-level new players.
Too slow.
No, I wasn't. Believe me. I was in time. It just didn't get credit for it. Because it cheats. That one I screwed up.
Like that. Move.
No, you've been getting disciplined. There's a difference.
Energy is diminished.
Just 3 more months. We got a lively one.
Yesterday about signing on for good.
Really?
Yes, really. I know you've got a job.
You're seeing things.
I will now go up here, and we'll do the little jumping puzzle, the mini jumping puzzle. This also has rewards. On my main account, I have a character parked here to do this every day. It gives you some unusual coins at the end, which is a currency in End of Dragons.
I understand, but maybe don't take it out on the one person who's willing to put up with you.
I won't. And, congratulations. Monastery is lucky to have you.
Thanks.
I knew I'd achieve this.
There we go. We've completed the jumping training. Another mastery point. Obviously, that's welcome. The unusual coins, some other miscellanea. We're full on those. Sell that. And that did finish out the heart. No, it did not finish out the heart. So we will finish out the heart. I think I can get... You can't use your mounts. Try that again. I don't know if they allow you to do this more than once a day. If so... I mean, I know... Well, that didn't... I know I won't get the rewards for it. But I believe I can get the heart progress on it. In which case, just getting up to the next platform there should give me sufficient... Oh, I can't believe I missed that jump. I gotta say, actually, the bot's in the way. But now the bot's gone away. Yep, there it is. Heart complete. We go back to Rama. He wants us to fight the bot.
Hey, have any particularly masterful combinations to show off?
Okay, for the final test, you're gonna go toe-to-toe with one of our fighting mechs.
Sounds easy enough.
I don't usually set it to maximum power, because, you know, there's a reason we're all being replaced by machines.
But I think you just might be up to the challenge, Commander.
Hey, Rama, you're coming off as a tied bit sarcastic and smarmy.
Welcome, trainee. Please note, we are not responsible for. Are you? Was that 6 feet tall?
Was that fast enough for you there, Rama? Old boy?
I will choose the high road.
Good. I can now sign this form with reasonable confidence that if you walk out of here and die, it's on you.
You're free to do whatever it is you do. And maybe I can finally make some headway on that Aetherblade case.
You know, Detective, we have a shared interest.
You know,
Sending the
Detective, we
Aetherblades
have a
back
shared
to the
interest.
Mists. I don't suppose you'd be open to sharing any intelligence you've gathered.
You want me to give you access to classified documents? I'm not authorized to make that call. You'd need clearance from someone way higher up the food chain.
Ambassador Meade has a meeting with the Empress soon. If I could get her permission, would that work?
If you come in waving the Imperial seal around, pretty sure I'd be obligated to give you my incisors if you ask for them.
Casimir, you there?
I don't want your teeth.
Yes, Commander?
I've got something I need to bring before the Empress, and I hear you're on your way to court this afternoon.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, yes. I'm pretty sure I could negotiate
Another
an extra +1. Though they did drag their heels
batch of
a
hero
little when I
points.
asked about Timey. And you did just get out of jail. No, I can make this happen.
When your mech is struck
Meet
while
me at
under
the
half
Imperial
health,
Palace.
it activates
I'll handle
exigency
everything.
protocols, gaining damage reduction and regeneration for a short duration. Regeneration boons you apply are stronger. Okay. Okay, I can do that. I can work with that. There's another hero point over here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Up, way up yonder. Yonder. I will bunny up. We'll try a jump a little more successfully this time. Well, there's an event going on, and
You
It's furious!
ooh, a champion.
Accelerate!
Yes. Where's this guy? Oh, where'd the little snot go? There he is. Oops.
I give my life.
I've beaten you, but you don't know.
He beat up. Wow. He defeated my my bot.
Such synergy. Another dead mongrel.
I'm not sure I've ever had my mech killed on my main account. Granted, I don't have all of my skills yet. Did I double hit that? I think I must have. Okay, the phantasms don't seem to be damageable, so we'll stick to shooting the champion.
Prepare for a beating. Another dead mongrel. We heal as one.
Ow!
Accelerate! Smash them!
I give my life.
We got him.
I must say, we make a damn fine team.
You think so? You really mean it?
I do, Officer Saren. I shall give a glowing
Let me get back on my bunny and bounce. And commune with this place of power. This is where I was going when, well, that champion reared his ugly head, forced me to bust him up. Sort of. And all those go away, and it goes there. All right. I think where are they? There's another mastery point over there, I think. I'm going to start trying to collect mastery points and hero points. That's why we're here, mostly. That should be the last point all the way across, I think. Yep. Mech Command. Pulse a barrier and boons to all nearby allies. Unlocks the Mech Command skill Barrier Burst, which will give a burst of barrier, obviously. No, that way. Faster to just, no, we just did. I think we come down. We already grabbed the flags. Unless it's back, in which case we'll grab the flags. Ah, but not just. There's soybeans. There's an occasional drop-off of soybeans that for some of the classes is needed to get the specialization weapon for their class. The elite specialization weapon. Which, for this class, is a, hard as this is to believe, a more garish version of this plastic green Hulk fist. This isn't garish enough. There's another one that's even uglier, fugglier than that for completing the elite specialization. If you complete the flag is back. If you complete an elite specialization collection, you get an ascended weapon, which is good. Ascended stuff, good. And we'll grab some carrots and some zucchini and some sugar pumpkins. For the record, I like carrots a lot. I loathe zucchini, and I have no actual opinion on sugar pumpkins because I don't think I've ever actually had one.
More accolades.
And joyously, not really, we'll go ahead and spend it just so we can open up the second XP bar. But frankly, fishing is underwhelming as far as a mastery goes. But then also underwhelming as far as the mastery goes, the skiff. Both of those feel like really unnecessary masteries. The Jade Bot is a good mastery. I think the Arbor Stone is a very good mastery for an account like this one that does not have a any of the sort of passes to something like the Mystic Sanctuary. If you have a pass, however, it's less good, but it's still pretty good. So that's I consider that to be a really good mastery. I consider the fishing and skiff to be really subpar. And the turtle is fine. The turtle mastery is fine. It's perfectly good. The turtle itself is under mastery point. It's just simply not a great mount. And we've got another one below. Oh, that's right. I've never actually done that little dark area there. I don't think I realized there was a mastery there. Another one up there. Hero point there. Well, hero points is my primary reason for being here, doing this stuff.
Time to cleanse a corruption.
And this one. Oh, there's another player up here that will make things much better.
Turret deployed.
I will commune with this place of power. As well, 2 other players. Nice. Woohoo! There may be another hero point down there, I'm not sure. Oh, there's one like over here and one over here, so we're just gonna head north. said head north, and then we immediately head east. It's where the road goes. Sometimes you make your own way, sometimes you have to follow a path. Saitung Province Explorer explored 7 out of 7 areas. I'll grab this POI while we're here. Let's get the waypoint in town. Because that's a good one to have for being able to move around throughout the map. See, they see me coming, they open the door. They're just very, very friendly people here in Canada. You know, except for maybe the Ministry of Purity.
The survivors of the crash have been released from prison following their sudden and impromptu arrival in Cantha.
Did you attend June's last gala? All the big names were there.
And there's the waypoint. Grab the POI here.
I knew it would be tough to visit this place, but wow.
Did we get any more of the
thinking about the past?
Hero points
Things
to
your
show
ancestors
up?
went through.
No.
Makes you wonder. If you were in their situation, would you be strong enough to get through it? I like to think so, but
There is another mastery point up above. That's worth a detour for sure. My rabbit bonked his head. Excellent. We have another mastery point up there. If it's up there, then we want to get to it over here. It is a lot easier to get to these if you've got a flying mount, especially a Skyscale. I can attest to that from my main account. But this account has just the basic 4 mounts. Raptor, Bunny, Skimmer, and Jackal. There's that jump. Quite. This one. This one. There we go. Another commune. Another mastery point. And there is the next hero point we need. that the one down in the water? I think it probably is. Crud. Allied forces have defeated Renyak. Ah, the meta event was going on for the map.
Infuriating! Infuriating! Invigorating! A clever combination! I'm nigh invincible.
I will commune with this place of power. Successfully. More hero points for me. I will then skim her up. No real point in doing the heart here until you have to, and you eventually do have to. I'm going to head for another hero point, because I know where it is. Get a couple more, well, 10 more hero points, and there we are. Unless the event is going on, which it is. In which case I'm screwed. This M3 detect baddie. Use this to find out which of the eggs is bad. The problem is that the mech does literally nothing in the water. I don't think it even appears. I think it vanishes. So I can't even use it to aggro these things, which means I can't get the hero point. Because I sure as hell can't kill 4 veteran sea scorpions without the mech. Muckluck in particular, a streamer, Guild Wars 2 streamer, not familiar with, has bemoaned the absence of any functionality for the mech at all underwater. This may be the first time it's ever bit me in the ass. A pleasant bite in the ass. Normally, I kind of like having my ass bitten, but in this particular case, not so much. There's another hero point around here somewhere. There. This is a fight with a Kirin. Before we get to it, ancient sapling. Ancient wood. Don't say it. Just don't. I rang the bell. I banged the gong. Let's get it on. Here. Pet classes, man. It's almost like cheating. Put all of those things away. Throw that away. Devour that yumminess. Got 2 more points. Yeah, we'll get 2. 15 and a 15. That gives us our first 2 signets. Doesn't it? Maybe not. Gives us our first signet. The barrier signet. Barrier and, rectifier. Is that the healing signet? We haven't gotten any of those yet. So weapon skills. Rectifier. Heal yourself in your mech every second, and yeah, we'll go with that one. Sure. Sure, we're good with that. We'll put this one there. We'll swap the locations. What did I have there? Was that the grenade kit? I think so. Yeah, that's the grenade kit. We'll swap locations. There we go. Alright, so, with the exception of... We got 6 out of 9. We've got the one over there, which isn't done. There is one over there. Okay. And that one. That's an above. It's an above. We should be able to get to it from there. Yeah, that's right. It's, I think, up there, at the very, a spring at the very top of the rocks here. There's a spring, a lovely little pool, and I could make that jump. Here. The weird water effects other people have been reporting, and I've noticed them too. So it's a bug that occurred recently, or appeared recently. Hopefully will get fixed in the next patch on Tuesday, I think. We get another patch on Tuesday. That didn't work, but it almost worked. Hi there. There's the source of the springs. Oh. We're 10 hero points. Rolling smash. Pardon me. All right. So right now we've got the mech command, but if we get rolling smash, slam the target with both cutters. It's like severe bleeding. So I think this, the bottom line is the power line, I think. And the top line is the condition line, with the middle line being sort of buffs and stuffs. Start doing some more damage to things. We will set that one to auto cast. Alright, and there 2 more. So one's in the water that we can't do right now because the mechanist. And the other is there. And our closest waypoint is here. Mm-hmm. It'll take us a couple of minutes to get there then. So, my expectation for tomorrow is that I will return with more of the hero point action on my alt account, getting more of my characters their elite specialization now that I have 3 to choose from. My pet. Irresistible farce. I'm sure that's where I want to go. Get the POI here. I've never gone in here except as part of the storyline. Takes you in here. Cave. I can see my house from here. Sorry, I'm required by federal law to make that joke every time. There's also, yeah, I was going to say a mastery point there. So we're heading for the hero point first. I think that's one of those that's defended. Not just a commune, but that you've got to do something. I don't think I need that jump. There is an elite Naga storm caller. Come on, Mech, keep him busy so that I can commune in peace. Will it work? Not quite. It almost worked, though. You little snot burger. Now you're just doing that to irritate me.
6 feet to accelerate! I'm nigh invincible. Smash them! The mists, they come.
They came for you, buddy. Punk. Jerk. That's 8 out of 9 in this map. Nice. One that's left is one we can't realistically get. Well, the event. Because mechanist is not an entirely optional spec. It is overpowered in some ways, but in at least one way, it's underpowered. Can I jump up to there? I can. Good. My objective is because there are mobs sort of around in this pool, getting to the mastery point. Without activating them may not be possible. But I'm going to try. Be darned. I made it. Turn myself back to there, and I think I'll probably call it an evening. Right about there. I would like to thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I'm very appreciative of that. I hope you found some entertainment. We have a mastery point. And so right now we're up to 6 points that we'll be able to spend. I hopefully won't spend any more on fishing for a while. I'll have to do the storyline, which opens up skiff piloting. And then Jade Bots, going further in the storyline opens up Jade Bots. And then I can start pounding on Jade Bots and then Arbor Stones. Those are the two I want first, so Jade Bots and Arbor Stone. These two are really not important. But I'm going to call it here. I want to thank you for hanging out. Hopefully, you will catch me soon. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, with more Guild Wars 2 Hero Point madness. It's madness. And I'll need to work on the storyline on this character. But that'll be tomorrow. So, thanks again for hanging out. Hopefully, catch me soon. I should be back tomorrow. Have a great night tonight. It's Friday, isn't it? Well, then I hope you have not just a great Friday night, but a terrific weekend coming up. Post-Thanksgiving. I will catch you next time. Have a great night tonight. Take care, and ciao for now. Night, guys.